Hey, come on, man. Don't do me like that. Ah, my girl.
That's something that everyone keeps forgetting. Like, oh, the Jets lost to Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos. I mean, listen, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were 2-0.
Alexa,
to that game.
stop.
The Broncos go into Tampa Bay.
Alexa, play Hide by NASA.
Offense. What is
All these guys just talking about sports, and they swear they all want to be heard, that everybody wants to hear what they have to say. And they all do the same thing. It's boring, man. You can't just stand there with four dudes, and one guy's talking the whole time, and then one guy's talking the whole time. Come on, man. It's boring. It's boring. You got to bring something more to the table. You got to be funny. You got to be handsome. Woo! You got to have good information, on point, on time, up to date. What? R8RBEAR! Often imitated, never duplicated. Ya boy. Oh, let's go! Hey, look, I'll be the first to tell you, I don't do humble. I do not do humble. I am humble, but I don't do humble. In other words, I don't walk around with everybody being humble. Nah. Woo, I know what I have. Often imitated, never duplicated. Nah. That fool with no hair, that shouts like Ric Flair. What? You heard me. Whoa! Woo! 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 The R8RBEAR! R8RBEAR! I'll put my show up against anybody's. Anybody's. Anytime. You heard me. Okay? I do not lack confidence. That's my superpower. All right. We're almost ready. Oh, look. Look. My shit is custom. Tommy, watch your language. R8RBEAR! Alexa, shut your mouth. Alexa, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Just doing my job. Hope you had a good Thursday.
Okay, that's too mouthy. Tradish! R8RBEAR live first comment. Woo! MVP tonight goes to, and it's starting to becoming something of a regular thing. That frisky middleweight champion of the world is at it again. Mark Vargas! The reigning, undisputed middleweight champion of the world. Because don't nobody touch the silver. Except when he feels like playing with the gold. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Jim Vanderlyn. Second place, my silver medal goes to the heavyweight champion of the world, Jim Vanderlyn. I just like giving Jim shit. Excuse my French. I'm in a good mood. That's 2 already. Normally I can go like a whole week, not say one bad word. And tonight I've said 2 during the intro. Not a good sign. Third place, my bronze medal goes to the only man who takes L's but never takes losses, John the Lion Leon. John, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. You know, they may mess around with the gold and the silver every once in a while, but no one's keeping you out of the medal round. I see you. Okay, now that's my YouTube presence. What is up with Facebook? We're going to go back to that right now. But first, real quick, honorable mention on YouTube goes to S.A. Big Dog yet again, right around the skirt of things. You guys better watch your back. S.A. Big Dog looks like he may want some of the medal round. He just does. Troy Gill, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Troy, I have something I've been working on for you. You don't know yet. But I've been working behind the scenes for Troy Gill. It's true. You watch. I'm serious. I'm going to surprise you pretty soon here. I just got some information about something really cool that I've been trying to do. And right when I thought about it, Troy, I thought about you. So there's a hint for you what it might be about. And if you figure it out, I'll tell you. Gold medalist. Facebook. Numero uno el jefe. I love this guy. Carlos Boy! Wow, what was going on with my boy there? I was like cracking like a bad speaker. Carlos Boykins! Yeah. What's up, Carlos? Welcome to the show. You know, I don't often correct myself in mid-shout to make sure that the person gets a proper shout. So, just know. Got love for you, bro. Second place! My silver medal goes to Facebook's heavyweight champion of the world, Dustin King! What's up, DK? Welcome to the show. Always there for R8RBEAR, my heavyweight champion of the world. By the way, Dustin King, Carlos over there with a big smile on his face kind of staring at you. Third place, my bronze medal goes to that smooth, sultry talking son of a monkey, Lucky Pace! LP. Sup, brother? Welcome to the show. Always there for R8RBEAR. And I have bad news for all of you. I am in a insufferably good mood. No, it's true. I've been with Mama Bear and Little Cub all day long. It's been awesome. Honorable mention to Cody Palmer. Yo, Bear. Appreciate you. And Steven Shaw. Much love, brother. And Corinna Trujillo. Because Corinna Trujillo always sends the R8RBEAR her coinage, and I really appreciate it. Speaking of which, consider a subscription to R8RBEAR family page. It's just $5 a month, and you can cancel at any time, but you won't want to because we do a lot of fun things for our supporters, and we do them for our supporters only. But moreover, it's about $60 for the whole year. $5 a month. Do the math. Don't you love that? And YouTube, please share, please like, and please subscribe on YouTube, and please share so my algorithm catches up to other people, namely more R8RBEAR fans on YouTube, so that I can get the word out there the way I'd like to, because there's just too many people spreading the word of R8RBEAR Nation right now on YouTube, and they're soft, they're cowards, they quit on the team on the slightest thing, and I want to make it clear, I am not talking about Mitchell Renz. Okay, so don't ever do that. Me and Mitchell Renz are cool. I love his show. I think he does a great show. I have nothing but respect for him. I never think to myself I should destroy that guy or anything like that. No, he's great. I met him in person a couple times. Nice guy. Chris Strong, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Larry Brooks Jr., good evening, brother. Hope you're having a great day. Well, Larry Brooks Jr., now you know. I actually am having a really good day. Hi, Anna Diaz Rincon, my first subscriber ever. Hi, love. Welcome to the show. Okay, so how many of you heard the latest article talking about that incredible secret weapon that nobody knows about? His name is Dylan Laube. What? I mean, I saw all the major Raider pages today talking about the secret weapon that Dylan Laube is and how they're about to unleash him this season. Okay, first, why did you wait this long to unleash him? 2, why did it take you guys 6 months longer than it took me to report that Dylan Laube is a stud sitting on the Raiders bench being wasted because Luke Getsy can't figure out how to get him into the game? Hang on, I'm still looking at Luke Getsy. Okay, done. Jim Garrison, yo, Raider Bear. What's up, Jim? Welcome to the show. Pete Vasquez, Bear, spit! Pete Vasquez, I need that all the time now. Bear, spit! Spit that knowledge. Oh, hi, Tommy. Hi, Steeler Val. Bear, my Alexa is listening to you and play what you say. I can't apologize for that. I won't. I do feel bad about it, but I'm not gonna. No, it's too funny for me to take it back. I can't do that. All right, so a lot of you, I'm obviously I'm always joking, but I am being serious when I say that they did just this morning. Yeah, maybe yesterday. It was yesterday and this morning. Kind of started talking about Dylan Laube and the effect Dylan Laube could have on the team, the kind of player he is, how special he is as an athlete, on and on and on. You know, stuff the Bear told you way back when. And I don't care. I'm just excited. Oh, well, okay, I do care because I had it reported way sooner. But I don't care in the sense of just get him out there. Can we just, be more deadly? I mean, it's not that we're not winning games. We're 2-2. Okay, you could argue we should be 3-1. You could also argue we could be 1-3. But the point is, we're 2-2. And so I don't really like it when I hear some of these other hater fans and hater shows talking about how we should be 0-4 and blah, blah, blah. What do you mean we should be? We're 2-2. How should we be 0-4 if we're 2-2? It's a stupid statement that men make on these shows constantly. What do you mean we should be? Haven't we heard all of the most old school coaches from way back when, 50s, 60s, 70s, it kind of stopped in the 80s, but there was a thought process of all coaches of a win is a win. Okay, I don't care if I wasn't supposed to win. I don't care if all the odds were against me. I don't care if you have better players. If I beat you, I don't care if it's because they threw 4 interceptions and got sacked 6 times. That's your problem. I found a way to win, and we're 2-2. Even now, through chaos, even now, we're 2-2. Okay? So I am proud of where the ship is this year. I like what we're doing, and I want to get this out in the open real quick. Now, I did this morning. Okay? Most of you watching my show right now, you know what I'm about to say. But as far as Coach AP, and when he was at Arizona, and he was illegally recruiting and all this nonsense, okay, first, I don't care. I want to make that clear. I don't care. We're talking about the college ranks. If you want to bust him for something in the college ranks, get him when he's in the college ranks. He isn't. What were you waiting for? And more importantly, why is it coming out now? You telling me wait until the end of the season couldn't be done for something like that, a violation? The player wasn't raped. He wasn't assaulted. He wasn't kidnapped. He wasn't drugged or given alcohol. He had a sit down with our coach who wanted to convince him to come and play at Arizona. Okay, if that's a violation, fine. But don't act like it's a big deal, like it scars his reputation. Oh, this looks really bad on Coach AP's future. How is it John Harbaugh went through this almost exact same thing, but with even more infractions, and we're not even talking about it? He got that penalty before he joined the Chargers, and it was still being settled and adjudicated when he became the coach of the Chargers, yet you hear nothing about it. But with AP, it's a scandal. I'm going to show you all these fingers. Now I'm going to make a fist. Guess which one right now I'm lifting up first? No, it's not this one. No, it's not that one. No, that's definitely not that unless I went like that. I mean, let it go. Look, we're the Raiders. Let's just let it go. Okay, you hate us because you ain't us. Okay, just let it go. Just let it go. It's just, come on. It honestly, it's so petty at this point. Even if you're the Hatfields and the McCoys, they would be saying, "Hey, this beef with the with the NFL and the Raiders needs to come to an end." Like that Hatfield and McCoys reference. I can feel half of my audience going, "Who?" Let's see. Bear spit them facts on Coach. To me, he still hesitates on his play calling. All right, Pete Gasquez. I'll be honest with you. I was really going to go in on AP as far as the fact that I don't like how he's being treated from the outside. Now, as far as going at AP and how he's coaching, I have a hard time doing that because would you evaluate harshly a player right now that's a rookie right now doing something for us? Well, no, of course not. You would give the rookie time. You would see mistakes and you would see virtues and, you work with it. AP is a brand new coach, and it is harder to be a head coach in the NFL now than it ever has been. Because even though you have more coaches, you still have more responsibility. Everything falls on that head coach, even when it's another part of the team that he may not have as much input with, like special teams or the offense in itself. So I don't like that they're going at AP so hard. It feels discriminatory. And now I don't mean like racism. I'm not talking about his color. I mean discriminatory in the sense of it's the Raiders. And they're used to hating us. The press, they hate us. And honestly, I'm kind of proud of it. Because how many franchises can you think of that have had a beef with anyone or any entity for this long and held on to it to the extent that even the fans of every other fan base hate you? Think about that. We only hate teams in our division. Do you hate the Buccaneers? No, you don't hate the Buccaneers. You don't care about the Buccaneers. Okay, do you see what I'm saying? You don't care. Do we care about the New York Giants other than to laugh at them? No. You know what I mean? Our beef is with the Broncos. Our beef is with the Chiefs. Okay, we don't have a beef with the Chargers. We beat them too much to care about the Chargers. I wanted to let that marinate. I'm looking at you, Joey Noza. You Noza what I'm talking about, Joey. But but the truth of it is, they need to leave AP alone. He's a rookie coach. You know what I mean? He's shown that he's smart. He's brought in veteran coaches, former head coaches that have been in the playoffs, that understand football, and they can come in and sit with him. So I think we're going to see him grow through this process, but to expect him to do everything right from jump is too much to ask. Is he going to have time management issues? Probably, a game or two. And if he does, we won't like it. We'll shout about it. But then does he fix that on the next game? Does he fix that again on the next game to where it's suddenly now he's not doing that anymore? He's creating new issues from his rookie court coaching background. And now, we'll make new mistakes and then hopefully curtail those later. I believe we're going to see more positive football from AP than negative. I believe that. I really do. And for those of you who think that part of his rookie coaching sense hurts us, I would argue this with you. I think that's actually very crucial for us. Now watch. Why do I take the other side? Watch. Does he bring experience and everything else? Of course. He played in the NFL, guys. He was a player, and he didn't just play. He was real good. I mean, he was real good. Okay, so he's now going to expect a lot from his players because he was good. Okay, now you add to that he's a rookie coach, and he knows this is a huge opportunity for him. Had the Raiders situation not opened the doors the way it did, with Josh McDaniels sucking, with Mark Davis needing to go in a different direction, with all of the fan base at his front door with torches and pitchforks calling him a pedo for his little blonde girlfriend who acts like some cheerleader's their hot girlfriend on the side, and then you find out she's married, has a kid, and so he just had her there for like window dressing. Use escorts for that, bro. It's less embarrassing, even for you, if that's possible. Marky. Pun foots in a... I can't stand it. I just can't stand it. But he'll figure it out. I really feel like Coach is going to figure it out. But the main thing that I was trying to say in his inexperience that helps us is that he's going to have that little bit of fan in him. You know what I'm talking about. There are times when you, me, and everyone else that's watching the game, male or female, we sometimes think outrageous things. It's 4th and 7 in the third quarter. You got to go for it, Coach. You got to show some guts on 4th and 7. Come on, be honest. You've done it at least once. Where you made some crazy, like, come on, we got to go, Coach. And you just absolutely should punt and shut up. Or kick the field goal. Don't try for the touchdown if it's early in the game. And you're there and they get you to 4th and 3, 4th and 4. Kick the field goal and move on. But he's going to have that little bit of irrationality that fans have too. And you can just see it on him because he said quite clearly, I'm old school and I don't bite my tongue. Okay, so by saying those two things, you are saying, I don't bite my tongue. If it comes into my head, I'm going to say it. Okay, so that's like us. and then second and more importantly, he's going to have reactions to things like we do. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, especially when you consider we may not have wise football veteran people around us, but he does. So if he does get to where that's an overreaction, maybe Marvin Lewis, maybe Philbin steps in, his two assistants, and says, hey man, we maybe don't say that a guy was making business decisions. Maybe you just say there's guys on the team I need to have a sit down talk with. You can say that. You can still make the statement, but word it better. And if you notice that's just the tiniest of tweaks. You know what I mean? And then this idea that Coach is responsible for AP wanting out because he liked a post on social media. Okay, first, if that's all it takes to get a player to quit, I don't want Davante Adams. You notice I didn't blink. I'm not looking away. If that's all it takes for him to get that personal and lose his mind and be like, I want to leave the roster. You know what I mean? Now, in all honesty, no matter what happens, I'm telling you now, the honest truth about what's happening is other wide receivers were getting their bonuses early on in the year. Davante Adams, being one of, if not the best wide receivers in football, his only mark against him is that he's gotten a little bit older right now. But do any of you really think he's lost a step? None of us were talking about him losing a step. We all saw him as our best player. So don't change it now just because you're mad at him he's leaving. But the truth is, other than the fact that he's older, he's still the same guy. And so we're going to get something nice for him. And I'm saying to you honestly, even if we don't, so what? Yeah, I said it. So what? I've seen so many Raider fans saying, how does it help the team to get rid of your best player? Well, I mean, that's an easy thing to say, but it's just kind of shallow. It has no meat to it. I mean, how does it help your team? I'll tell you. It gets your cap space down. It gets your roster in a better frame of mind because sometimes your players don't want that guy on the team anymore. It gets your coach and your owner a little breath of fresh air because now they don't have to worry about sending these gigantic contracts to him with a coach excuse me, who's a rookie and was taken advantage of by that wide receiver, if you ask me. Because I already said this, but I want, even if there's only one person watching me tonight that hasn't watched me this week, I got to repeat this. Antonio Pierce made his first coaching mistake, blink, in my opinion, when he allowed Adams' influence over him to influence his decision on who should play quarterback. I believe Adams wanted Gardner Minshew simply because he was the veteran, and he said and stated out loud over a year ago that he did not want to play with a rookie quarterback. He made that very clear. And then we went and got AOC and said, all right, here, play with AOC. He'd already made it clear he didn't want to play with a young quarterback. So we all should have saw the alarm bells going off there. Now, as your host, I have to see that, and I admit I didn't, because he was so dishonest about it. He kept going on and on saying, yeah, I like AOC. We're going to be great. Kids showing potential already, blah, 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 blah. And then the games when AOC was in there, he was hitting him. He was hitting the ball to Davante Adams. And then suddenly, what, you weren't getting the ball enough? Or where you wanted it? Or, and he's not a rookie now. He's got his year under his belt. And instead, he wanted Gardner. He got what he wanted. And he still wants out because now we're not going to give him his bonus. Because the bonus was out. Once the bonus was out and he knew he had already dealt with the AOC thing, now you're saying you're not going to give me my bonus leading up to a new contract? Bye. You know what I mean? And he's right, guys. He's right. He can't think about the Raiders. He has to think about the fact that he is older, and whatever his next contract or two, because it could be two, because he may get excuse me. He may get a small bonus of some sort when he goes to the other team, and then after the season's over, they'll restructure it into something that fits him and the team better, like they did with Jacobs and Green Bay. So I don't, and personally, one wide receiver, are you serious? Guys, okay, we're all upset because we're going to lose Davante Adams. I'm just trying to get everyone to stop jumping off the ledge. Okay, so any one of you, or any one of you that has a friend that's saying, how do you get better if you get rid of Davante Adams? That doesn't make any sense. Okay? How many teams have won Super Bowls with an all-star, best-in-the-league wide receiver? Now, no, I don't have the exact facts, because there was a very, very long period of time where the answer to that question was one. One. Okay? Now, you can go back, like, if you go way, way back, I can give you more. The Steelers from back in the day, the old Dallas Cowboys with Michael Irvin, obviously our Raiders with Branch, but we don't have that. We don't have that right now. You know what I mean? And I just think that he wanted to leave the team because he wants to get that next big contract. We weren't going to give it to him, and it wouldn't have made sense if we had. Does anyone really believe, even us as fans, do you really know what this team is? You do not. Be honest. You don't. Even I will say honestly, although I feel like I know that the team is a solid roster that has more potential than it's been allowed to show, because the players are getting used to a new offense and a new offensive line blocking scheme. Guys, I can't tell you how much harder that makes it. I mean, you're already trying to learn all these new plays and new cadences, but now you're supposed to block a different way? When you came from a system where you just came out of your blocks as an offensive lineman and smashed a guy, now they're asking you on different plays to sometimes jump out of your stance and play a zone block, and other times jump out of your stance and attack, and other times jump out of your stance, play like you're going to hesitate, pass protection, and then roll right or roll left for whatever play you're running. It's too much to ask to have it all smoothed out like peanut butter before the season starts. When you didn't know who you were going to have at quarterback, you were still mixing chairs on the offensive line trying to get something that wasn't like the Titanic. Awesome reference, R8RBEAR. And third and lastly, with a new head coach pushing you hard with an offensive new head coach. So it's too much. It's too much to expect that we would know exactly what this Raider team is. But I felt like we would be a great defense, which we have. We saw that from last year carry over. We've had a couple of injuries, but outside of that, we've had nothing but solid defense this year. It doesn't have to be the best in the league, but the fact that it was one of the best in the league was pretty nice. And it's really why we only lost 2 games. The way we played the run and the pass. By the way, why isn't anyone talking about Ja'Cory Bennett more than we are? I mean, he had his rookie year. All of us were like, ooh, I don't know about that guy. And then he comes back and he's been shut down. He has been shut down. Okay? His side of the field is shut down. He's looking at these other rosters now and going, come here, kid. I'm going to put you in my back pocket. And he's doing it. I'm a new believer in Ja'Cory Bennett, and I mean that honestly. He has taken the jump where you go from a player who just has come into the NFL to a guy that goes, hey, look, I can play. Let me show you. And then does. Armando Medrano, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Joey Rivera, what's up? Welcome to the show. My man in the house, Jesse Parker. What's up, brother? Armando Ochoa. Have no fear, the bear is here. I like that, Armando. Tremail Hansen, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. You brought the picture frame back. Looks sick. I appreciate that, man. Corinna, no, they all those Lexes listen to me, man. You know, it's something about my voice. Ellis Irving, what's up? Welcome to the show. Good to see you, brother. I'm doing good. Hi, Greg Lloyd. Raider Bear, you're the best. The Raider News, love your show. My brother, Raiders for life. Right on. Hey, listen, Anthony Contreras, much love to you, brother. I appreciate that. Anytime anyone gives me that kind of feedback, I appreciate it. Have they traded DA for Canadian bacon yet? We're waiting for them to add the Canadian bacon with the extra pepper. When they add the Canadian bacon with pepper, it's on. No, this week it won't happen. That's too fast. For a guy of this caliber, that's too fast. So we're not going to move Davante Adams this week, and he will not play. But he will not play because they don't want to get him hurt, because the injury he says he has now is fugazi. You know, anyone can say you have a bad hamstring because you can't see it on an MRI. X-rays don't show you whether a hamstring is bad or not. All you can do is trust the athlete when they say my hamstring's torn or pulled or whatever. And so he's just biding his time. And he's showing the Raiders with his attitude, I don't want to play here anymore. So just get it done. And so now that all that's been communicated, you need a week just to figure out who your target teams are. For example, when you think of Davante Adams hitting the market, you think every team's going to be are interested. They won't. And it's not just because, they're not interested in him. Some of them can't do it because of cap space. Immediately, everyone started talking about Dallas. Dallas doesn't have the money. They would have to make major moves. They would have to get rid of Amari Cooper. Do we really want Amari Cooper? Cooper, as I refer to him? Obviously, no, we don't. I don't think there's a single Raider fan that would be okay with that, because I'm not. He's soft. We've seen what he is. We know what Amari Cooper is from top to bottom. He's a soft player that in between the 20s makes a lot of catches. He has some of the best footwork we've ever seen, and he has the toughness of a flamingo dancing ballerina in pink on his tippy toes. I wanted that image. I wanted that visual set in. He is soft as cottonelle tissue. Okay, he just is. He is soft as a wet paper bag in high wind. He is soft, and I want nothing to do with him. I don't care. I saw him with Dallas. It was like a year and a half ago. He had a 200-yard game. 200 yards, guys. It was like 212 yards, 2 touchdowns, some ridiculous. It was incredible. No, thank you. Because that's what he does. He gives you games like that. He makes you think he's Black Zeus. And then he quits and gets hurt and has a weird ankle injury. And then he brain farts. And, and it costs you a season. F that guy. Greetings, Raider Bear. I had to spend a couple of days in the big pit, including an all-nighter. But the good news was, guy at the next desk was a Cleveland Browns fan. That had to make it all worth it, brother. Bear, you got YouTube wrong. I made 2 comments before Mark showed up. Oh, Jim. I don't even, it's how it spits it in my algorithm. It doesn't matter how you see it. It doesn't do it the same on my end. I swear to you, I've been doing this for 10 years. I've had people make that same complaint 100 times. And then they'll capture, screen capture, where it shows them in first or second or whatever. It doesn't come through on my queue the same way it does on yours. It's letting you know when you went in the queue, but that doesn't mean that it's going to spit your name out the same way. God's honest. I wouldn't take anything from you if you want it. You know that. Come on now. What are we really talking about? I'm just kidding. I know it doesn't mean that much to you. Stephen Marchand, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. All the way from the land of whiskey and crumpets, Kenny Blair! Kenny Blair, the British bear? Oh, look, I don't know if you're British, but if you are, it's done. We got to go with that. I might need you to change your name. You might need to add that. Steven Shaw, and like clockwork, Corinna. Woo! Hello. You know what? Okay, you know what? Just because you guys are being cool, I have this set of R8RBEAR earbuds here tonight. The wireless R8RBEAR earbuds. If one of you is super interested in it, go ahead and make a couple bids. See if you can get past somebody. I can tell you these are, I don't know what the retail value was on these. I think they're like 30, 25. I mean, they probably shouldn't be that high, but they're that high because it's Raiders, you know what I mean? But they're really good. I have a pair. They work really awesome. So I can say they're worth it. It comes with all the extra tips and stuff to make it fit right. And see, it's got the Warner thing. It's got a warning thing on it that tells you exactly how much charge the actual phones have. And then it communicates with your phone and tells your phone how long your earphones have before they need to be charged again, which is handy as F. Because, you know, I know some of you know, when you go to the gym and you sit down in your favorite machine and you turn on your best jam that really gets your heart pumping, and then it goes, boom, low battery. There's nothing that takes the adrenaline out of your drive in the gym than hearing the thing go, you don't get to listen to music while you try to work out really hard. Damn it. Bear, I'm officially putting the heavyweight belt up for grabs to whoever gets the most wins next week, Monday through Friday. Oh! Damn! Carlos, did you hear that? Glenn Medina, what we're talking about getting for Adams is a 2, basically. It's going to be a 2. For those of you who think we should have got a 1 because of how great a wide receiver he is, you have to remember, and I know we've already said it, so it's like, you know, beating a dead horse, so I apologize for that, but you have to account for the factor of his age. You just have to. It's a part of the negotiation. So he's not a first-round pick. He's absolutely not a third-round pick. So you have to get a second-round pick somewhere in there. I would even argue that you can give me a second-round pick, but it can't be second-round pick number, 94. It would have to be like 72, 68, something like that. I need a high second-round pick. So I'm getting a real athlete at the very minimum for him, because in the second round, you never know what you're going to get. I mean, you get first-round talent in the 4th, 5th, and 6th sometimes. The Niners are working a quarterback they got from the 7th, dead last, and he's all pro. So the rounds of the draft don't mean as much as they used to. So when you hear someone say, oh, we might get a 2 or a 3 or a 4, it's not really that important. It really isn't, because the kind of guy and talent level you could get for a high second rounder or a low third rounder is honestly almost the same, because you've only got roughly 32 teams looking at a pool of talent that has thousands of guys in it. You know what I mean? Literally hundreds of guys, because schools are releasing guys out of their schools to go to try and be in the NFL more than ever before in our history. We've never had such a huge talent pool of players going to the draft. No, see, wait, now, Mama Bear, get out. I needed no Mama Bear assistance there. The mic popped out. It's not my fault. The cord got too taut, and it popped taut. T-A-U-G-H-T. Look it up, Tommy. Okay, sorry. Sorry, Bear. My personal opinion, you can absolute circles. Oh, sorry, Bear. My personal opinion is that you could run absolute circles around chat sports. Mitchell stays talking out his. My loyalty lies with the Raider Bear always. The Raider Bear. That's my guy right there, Carlos. Don't get me all amped up this late in the show, okay? Karina! True! Hello! See, you got to win another medal, girl. I got some true. I mean, I've been practicing it. Oh, it's true. Couldn't you tell? I can hit that note. Glenn Medina says, "Fire Luke Getzey, please." Now, I'm not going to argue with you, Glenn. I agree the start has sucked. Okay, but I want to be clear though. Okay, it's too soon to say this. It just is, guys. You have to remember he's working with two guys that are quarterbacks that aren't necessarily super confident in themselves right now. Now, I say that about Gardner Minshew, even though he is tremendously confident in himself. You've seen him at his press conferences. He doesn't look like the same guy. And I honestly think it's because they're over-coaching him a little bit. They're squeezing him a little bit. And these coordinators now in the NFL, the reason they've become so important is because of that very fact. They're arguing with owners that, look, I can get a Kyler Murray and his little midget butt, and I can just roll him over here, throw a dart, roll him over there, throw a dart, and then I'll have him do this and do that. And, you know, you're convincing the owner that, like a video game, I can come in with this player, coach him up under my system, and we can go boom, 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 and just move the ball down the field. Now, sometimes that's true, but oftentimes, even if it is true, it takes time. You oftentimes have to get more coaching, better personnel, go through a draft, get a better offensive line, and then if by God's gift, you happen to be able to get those 3-4 things to line up and happen, you end up with a good team. And I feel like we're really close. I feel like Colton Miller is still getting healthy. Obviously, he's our all-pro left tackle. But can our offensive line look a lot better with him still kind of working out the kinks? No. Because even though he is 100%, he's back. He's not hurt anymore. He's not playing with any pain. He's still getting back into, shape, playing shape. Okay, now add to that, his partner on his right shoulder is Cody Whitehair now, when it was Dylan Parham. And him and Dylan Parham had developed a hell of a chemistry. Okay, but the problem on the right side had become so bad, we needed to move Dylan Parham there. And we also now still have to deal with right tackle because you've got Thayer Munford Jr. playing pretty well, but, he got hurt and, we're trying to figure out things over there. And so with all these things factoring in, that's got to be hurting Zeus. I've already pretty much said I'm done with Zeus. I won't lie. I'm not ready to take that back. I mean, I will if I'm wrong. If he proves me wrong, I'll be the first to do it because he's a Raider. I want him to have success. So even if I have to admit I'm wrong, I'm not upset about that. I'm going to go get him. But right now, I don't think Zamir is it. I just don't think he's it. He needs everything to be right. And no football team is that. No football team is that. You need your running back. If he's really going to contribute to the team, he has to every once in a while make a play himself where he hits the hole. There's a linebacker there just waiting for him, and he gives him a little left-right and goes by him and still gets 3 more yards and turns a 2-yard gain that was going to get shut down in the pocket to a 5-yard or 4-yard gain. Zamir White's not that guy. He's not that guy. He would rather hesitate, look for the hole, and then hit it, as opposed to try to hit the hole, see that the hole's not there, so try to make one or spin through it or use a juke or a hard step, whatever the case may be, straight arm. But he's got to figure that out. And you honestly, at the NFL level, when you've had a couple years with an NFL team and that many things are still glaringly not in your repertoire, I've never seen him really hit a good stiff arm. I've never seen him hit the hole and make a guy miss, genuinely make a guy miss. He usually can take a little right or left step, but he doesn't really have much in the hips like Josh Jacobs did. And it's a bit much to expect him to be Josh Jacobs. We were all sitting here with Josh Jacobs and Zamir on the same roster, feeling like Zamir and him were getting close to being equals. They were never equals. Josh Jacobs is far and away better than that man. And it's why you have to stop undervaluing running backs. It's ridiculous. Tell him, Anthony. I know, right? Say Big Dog knew which finger I was going to put up. I'm too far behind you guys' questions. Let me move down a little bit more. Let's see. With the new era fans, yes, they complain more. They want people fired the first quarter. Yeah, I'm saying it. Well, yeah, and in all defense, Anna, you and I were built by the old school generation of NFL and NFL teams and talent. Now we look at some of our new school Raider fans that are with us, their sons and daughters of their moms and dads and uncles and so on that were Raider fans. So they're not posers, they're not bandwagon fans or anything like that. And that's why you can't get mad at them, because they're still our family, they're still our cousins and our kids, but they've been raised in this era's NFL of, what have you done for me lately? And if you haven't done anything for me lately, you're fired. Because every single year is supposed to be a race for the championship. And we were always built to believe a coach has to come in, put his imprint on the team, get a couple drafts, build the roster, and then attack. So usually the team would take 2 to 4 years before you'd really see a team go from when it was winning to losing, get a new coach, rebuild the roster, attack, win games again. Very hard at this level now. It's just very hard. The NFL is harder than ever before at this level because you can just throw one interception. You can fumble just one ball on the opposite side of the field, give up an easy field goal or a touchdown, and it's the difference in the game. You know what I mean? It ends up being the difference in the game. So, Bear, the Raiders will always be the black sheep. It's just never going to be good. Adam says he loves the Raiders and wants to leave. Well, honestly, Bill, it's business. It's business. You can't ask him to love the Raiders more than his financial potential. You can't ask him to do that. You can't ask any player to do that. Not nowadays. Because see, in the old days, whenever you made a deal with a guy, it was 4 years. Okay, there was a small amount of it guaranteed, but you usually got the 4 years. They don't even do that now. They give you a 3 or 4 year deal, usually 3, because they've even gotten away from 4 year deals. Unless you're a star, you don't get 4 year or more deals anymore. So they give you 3. They watch you for 1. And then after that 1 year, they start debating about whether or not they should just pay you off and send you home. And when you do that, you have that much turnaround on the player personnel. It's hard to get good no matter who your coaching staff is or how much money you're spending. And that's what we're seeing. Too much turnover, but everywhere. Too much turnover at head coach, too much turnover at player personnel, and of course, not enough personnel change at owner. That is way overdue. Put foots in him, Marky. Hey, what do you think he's wearing right now? Pair of acid wash jeans and a white turtleneck? Oh, yeah, I guessed right. He is without question the worst dressed rich guy I've ever seen in my life. In any sport, in any country. I mean, there are guys in the NBA who are legends who wear pink, purple, and yellow, and they look better than Mark Davis. Because at least that's clothes they bought, and it's custom, and they had it made. Mark Davis owns the same white turtleneck, acid wash jeans, and acid wash jacket for like the last 20 years. It just keeps wearing it over and over again. Look closely at the photos. You make out the labels, I'm telling you. He doesn't even shop for his clothes. It's weird. Why? Why? That's something Einstein did. What are you, Einstein now? I don't want to put any mental energy into what I wear for clothes each day. I want to conserve that for the better building of my football team. If only that were true, you buffoon. What time is it? Oh. Yeah, I know you guys can see that. What time is it? It's Raider time, fool. It's always Raider time. No, don't ask. Don't ask. It's not for sale. I'm not doing that. I've had so many people like, oh, how much, Bear? No. No. Come on, man. Come on, man. No way. It's Invicta. You know how much Invicta watches, right? And this was a gift. It's like, can't give it away. Moses Ruiz, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Hey, Bear, where do you think Devontae is going, and what do you think we will get for him? Okay, even though I've kind of talked about that, Moses, I do have an answer for you that's unique from what I've been saying so far. I think that Antonio Pierce will do what the old school coach of their era would have done in this exact same situation. He's going to send him somewhere where he can have the least likelihood to hurt us. And so I could see them sending him to the NFC. I could see them sending him to a bad team in the NFC. Why do we need to send him to a good one? And more importantly, think of how many teams in the league have a number 2 pick. I mean, just about all of them. Have probably at least have one, maybe 2. Some team may say, here's 2 second-round picks to outbid someone else who only offers 1. Maybe someone else comes back and says, I'll give you two second-round picks and 2 non-guaranteed second-round picks in the next season. Oh, now it's starting, and so they're going to have that negotiation, and that's why I'm letting you know this one in particular is unique because it's happening early in the season, and it's happening early in the season with a guy of high value. So that always takes time. If you do it in the off season, it means nothing. You just sit back and relax, and in a month or 2, it goes by, and you find out. In this instance, because you're in the middle of a season and you can't let it affect your season, positive or negative, you got to make the move quick, but not so quick that you pass upon a deal that's there. So they'll reach out to the teams that are in the playing. I would say I'll give you more in-depth number tomorrow night when I can really study the numbers because I've only got 10 minutes. But I would say to you, there's probably 8, maybe 10 teams that will actually make a play at Devontae. But you have to realize there's certain things like, okay, for example, Green Bay's out. Okay, Dallas is out. I'll just give you some of them. I know for sure. Dallas is out. The Buccaneers, I know, are out. They're pretty high on their cap. They wouldn't mind making a move like that, but I don't think they can do it. I only know that because I just happen to look at the Buccaneers because they're playing tonight, so I happen to know. So they don't have the space. They could do it, but it's unlikely. The Dolphins, no. The Niners is a possibility. I already heard someone say the Niners aren't a possibility because they don't have cap space, but they have a ton of guys and picks that are valuable. So you could just move on one of their guys on offense or defense and get a second-round pick and send Devontae on his way. And to make the contract balance, we just give them a 4th round or a 5th round pick or something like that and move on. And honestly, I don't know where he's going to go, but a lot of people are assuming Jacksonville because Jacksonville's so bad. Because if you really look at Jacksonville is already in a rebuild. They're like rebuilding their rebuild. It's it's that bad. I mean, their quarterback didn't pan out. They can say what they want about him, but he's not good enough. But his hair is beautiful. He'll tell you if you just watch him for a few minutes as he's coming out to each and every play. It's ridiculous. I'm not calling him gay. I'm not making any references like that. I'm not insulting him that way in any way. I just think it's really friggin' silly that a guy plays with his hair that much. Are you grown? Why are you so concerned with how your hair looks? I mean, it's not so long like he's Farrah Fawcett and it's in his face and he can't see, and yet you still see him just flipping and, adjusting it. Somebody get a hold of that guy and tell him to knock that off. But anyway, they need to change. I mean, like the Panthers, I even had someone tell me, what about get Bryce Young and a 2nd-round pick, and we could give them, a couple of picks and Devontae, and we would get their young quarterback of the future. Problem with that is he doesn't look like he's any good. Physically, he doesn't have the body of a quarterback that's improving. He came back from his rookie season, which was terrible. He came back this year, started off worse than he started off his rookie season, which should be impossible. You should have learned more, and from year 1, preseason, training camp, and then the next season starts. You're supposed to show at least some improvement. And I can say honestly, in my 30-plus years of watching football every single Sunday for decades, I've never seen a guy as bad as Bryce Young in the circumstance he's in, where you're just given a team. Literally told, here you go, here's your starting team, go get it. And he can't feel pressure. His progression and the way he reads progressions is kindergarten. He's incredibly slow. His delivery of the football is he has the ball high and then he does one of these bring it down and bring it back up motions, which in the NFL You can't get away with that. Defensive linemen and linebackers are too fast. If they're coming at you and they see your hand moving and then you go to do the wraparound, now they come even crazier and start reaching with their hands and slapping at the air, trying to get a hold of you. And, he's not there. He's not there. He looks like one of those guys that could end up like Baker Mayfield, where if he gets a couple of opportunities and he just lands on the right offensive coordinator like he did with the Rams. Now, I know he's not with the Rams now, he's with the Bucs, but the guy with the Rams, that guy's a genius, man. Baker Mayfield will tell you. I've heard him say it in interviews more than once. He got there and he felt like he learned more football there than he did at his last 2 stops. And then he went to the Bucs, and now all of a sudden with the Bucs he's better. That guy with the Rams, that coach, remember, he was a John Gruden pupil. He came from the John Gruden tree of coaching, and all he's done with the Rams is win. So, but he could end up like that. I think Bryce Young in the next few years could get better. But the problem is, if we get him now, he's going to continue his bumps, lumps, and learning curve. And that's making the assumption I'm right. If there was some way we had a crystal ball and we knew that for sure in 5 years, or not 5 years, that's too long. If we knew for sure in the next 2 seasons that he was going to blossom into what Baker Mayfield is, a quality starter who, like Baker Mayfield, still makes mistakes. He's not, Baker Mayfield's not really a star. He's good, but he's limited because of his size. He's limited because of his speed, but his arm strength and his ability to read defenses are black belt. You know what I mean? If that was karate, he's a black belt. And so that's what keeps him on the field is that he doesn't mind the other stuff when he gets sacked, when he gets hit, when he can't see over the line. He'll throw the ball into the ground. He'll run out of bounds. He'll toss it and do whatever and, let a little frustration set in. But then when a play comes in front of him, it could be throwing a BB through a keyhole, and he'll do it. He'll throw it through that keyhole. He's that accurate. He throws that hard. Even with how hard he throws the ball, he has the accuracy of a guy who's putting touch on it while lofting the ball at you like a baseball. He's a tough kid. I made I took a lot of shots at Baker Mayfield when he came into the league. I didn't like the fact that he had all these beer arrests when he was in college, and yet he's still this incredibly high pick, and he's getting commercials and all that stuff. And if he was a black quarterback, none of that would have happened, but whatever. But he was just so mouthy and so confident. But then again, he was confident. Looking back now, we have to say that was confidence. He wasn't doing that to make us mad. He was doing it to say, hey, look, I know how good I am. I don't care if I'm throwing interceptions. I don't care if I keep getting sacked. I will turn this around. And then he has. And he did it while being moved to other teams over and over again. So if you ask the question, I would take Baker Mayfield right now. I would. Love you right back, Alex Wisely. Let's see. However, if he's a true old schooler, he would have gone for it when it was 4th and 1. 4th and 1 on his opponent's side of the field, Corinna. 4th and 1 on his opponent's side of the field in the 3rd quarter. So, yeah, everything analytics, you're correct, was screaming he should have went for it. He made a mistake. That's it. We can't act like every time a potentially great coach, we can't, every time a potentially great coach makes a mistake, be like, oh, that's it. Give him the guillotine. Next coach. Every time you fire a coach, you're starting your team over again from the beginning. It doesn't matter that you still have Gardner and AOC and Max Crosby and all these nice players. If you fire the coach and bring in a new system, they're starting over. Do you see what I mean? It doesn't matter what their talent level is because they have to wait for their mind and their memorization of the new staff and playbook comes into play. And then their athleticism takes over again. But until then, they're the Dallas Cowboys. They're running all over the place with their head cut off like a damaged chicken. You know what I mean? They're just doing that all the day. Can you tell I'm getting a real kick about how bad Dallas has been? Oh, there's news that the Raiders may be interested in Dak Prescott. No, we're not. Don't tell that lie. Just stop. You want to make some news, you want to cause some stuff, fine, you do that. But don't wrap us up in it, okay? Don't nobody from the Raiders want Dak Prescott. Nobody. Steven Shaw And guys, before I go, don't forget to consider a subscription to Raider Bear Family Page. It's just $5 a month. You can cancel at any time, but you won't want to because we're doing great things and we're only going to do more. And I really appreciate that. Alexa, resume. There it is. All right, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force, for all you do. The energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice, active and veteran. Much love. I gotta go. It's been real. It's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun. I'm lying. I'm your bear, and I'll see you tomorrow. Raider Bear Family Page. Hey!